Yes. David Hogg, the survivor of a certain event that has then stood on the bodies of his classmates ever since to push his career and ideology forward. A man that didn't earn a Harvard education, but got into Harvard anyway. A man that didn't do anything heroic that day or stop the event or confront the bad person. No, somebody that was just in the general vicinity of a bad event, but decided to seize on the opportunity for fame and fortune. That's how you know he's a good guy, is because the bodies weren't even cold yet, and he was getting in front of a microphone to get famous as little mini Justin Trudeau or little mini Che Guevara and his three other losers that are now irrelevant again. He got absolutely obliterated yesterday by what appears to be a 70-year-old Asian woman live on camera. And it was one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen. Before we get to that, David Hogg, by the way, exposed. This also released today. Attention Hogg blows nearly half of his PAC's donor dollars on nonsense like DoorDash and Mark Elias. I don't know what Mark Elias is or who that is. David Hogg built fame and fortune on the manipulation of a tragedy. He turned surviving a terrible event into an attention-soaked role as one of the left's most insufferable activists. This is via The Federalist. So perhaps it's no surprise that the little prince of grabbing has positioned himself at the center of another leftist organization and is now taking heat for the Political Action Committee's spending binge. According to Breitbart News, the quote, Leaders We Deserve PAC spent $1.4 million of the $3 million plus it raked in the last year on travel expenses, political consultants, and legal fees. Said the expenditures include a fat check to none other than Mark Elias, the former Clinton campaign general counsel and pusher of the Trump-Russian hoax. Well, that's who it is. Hogg's new, quote, initiative was ostensibly created to elect leftist Gen Z candidates, according to the PAC's Act Blue page. In 2018, young voters shattered turnout records. In 2022, we helped power Biden to victory. Yeah, thanks for that. And in 2022, we were critical in holding off a Republican red wave. Now we're not just voting, we're running for office and winning. We need to elect more young, fearless progressives to Congress and state legislatures, and the leaders we deserve is here to make that happen. No, we don't. We don't need to elect anybody in Gen Z to positions of political power. I'm not saying that young people can't be effective leaders, but get out of the Pampers first, okay? As Breitbart reports, it appears the quest to, quote, elect young, fearless progressives is second to underwriting Hogg's travel itinerary and fattening Elias's wallet. The PAC spent just $263,000 on Gen Z campaigns, combined with donations to other Democratic Party committees and groups, and spent more than $1.4 million on disbursements to themselves for payroll, political consulting firms, legal fees, in addition to travel and entertainment expenses like hotels, flights, and meals, according to the filings with Federal Election Commission. Hogg's group paid out more than $83,000 in legal fees to Elias Legal Group, according to Breitbart, known for their political circles as a fixer of Democrat scandals. Elias served as a lawyer for Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign and also compiled, he tapped Fusion GPS, which compiled the phony dossier that was pushed on all this stuff. The money they're spending it basically on DoorDash. And the sad thing is, most of the donors to Hogg's trough of money were small donors giving just $250 a pop. I've never donated any money to a politician, I don't think, and I never will. I guess maybe for a local election, I would consider it. In the opening months of the group's creation, the payroll included nearly $40,000 paid to David Hogg, with Latta taking more than $50K. I mean, all this is they're just stealing from people. Is anybody surprised that the sniveling little weasel is using, the dead bodies of his classmates to just get rich? I'm not surprised. Let's go to the footage here. Now, what we have here is somebody who, I don't know exactly how old she is, but The Post writes from Charlie Kirk, David Hogg torched by Chinese immigrant, warning against, destroying our Second Amendment. This is what happens when liberals do an open mic. They get wrecked and they can't defend their positions. So this is Lily Tang Williams, apparently. I don't think David Hogg knew who she was before this. He'll certainly see her in his dreams.
Hi, my name is Lily Tang Williams. Welcome
Lily Tang Williams, sorry.
to my live free or die state. Actually, I am a Chinese immigrant who survived communism. And under Mao, 40 million people were starving to death.
Bringing up about communism in Mao leading to 40, if you can't understand what you're saying, 40 million people starving to death.
After he sold the communism to them, and 20 million people died, murdered during his cultural
Another
revolution.
20 million, yeah.
So my question to you, David, is that can you guarantee me, a gun owner tonight,
Yeah.
our government in the U.S., in D.C., will never become a tyrannical government?
So she says, if you don't understand, can you, little Mr. Hogg, well, I added that part, David Hogg, guarantee me that our government won't become tyrannical, which is kind of the whole purpose of the Second Amendment. And, kind of why we have it and why it's kind of important.
Can you guarantee that to me?
There's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical.
Well,
Yeah, of course. So, of course, he's, well, there's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical. This is why these people don't do open mics.
That any government will not be tyrannical.
well, then the debate on gun control is over because I will never give up my guns.
So I don't know who's laughing on the mic, but the guy right next to her is like, got him. Like, she's like, okay, well.
Can you guarantee that to me?
There's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical.
Well, then the debate on gun control is over.
This guy here.
Because I will never give up my guns. Never. And you should go to China to see how gun control works.
Yeah.
For dictatorship of CCP. Hi.
The guy takes the mic away too. So you can see this is Lily Tang Williams. Thanks for sharing. I'm running for U.S. House in New Hampshire. I don't know. In NH02. Hope the Patriots will help me win and donate here. You see Charlie Kirk, amazing. Let's see who this individual is. Oh, they follow me. Shout out. Candidate for Congress. It's certainly somebody who understands the dangers of communism. Survivor of Mao's Cultural Revolution, liberty advocate, entrepreneur, and professional speaker, wife and mother. Based. A big fan, Sarah Sansoni says, a female who has lived in Los Angeles, I can tell you, gun rights are women's rights. This is precisely why they don't do open mics or debates. They know they will get wrecked, period. I mean, just see everybody here. I love legal immigrants who come to America for freedom, not free stuff. Yeah, well, me too. Some of the most based individuals I've ever met were people that, escaped, bad situations, whether they be, in Haiti or, Cuba, or especially ones that have escaped communism. There's a whole viral dude who's former guy that used to be a communist, sees what Costco looks like, sees what Walmart looks like. And this guy's like, oh my God, there's food on every shelf. Yeah, that's capitalism, my dude. And, I hear the one screeching leftist out there saying, hey, but it just hasn't been done right yet. Well, I'm waiting. There's only 1,000 examples of how it fails. You see Independent Sentinel, Grift Alert, Pew Pew Grabber, David Hogg. Remember the so-called survivor? Well, it looks like this guy is stealing people's money to enrich himself. Meanwhile, David Hogg says politicians should have addressed these events centuries ago. Centuries ago? How many hundreds of years ago did they want? What? This is one of the biggest glowies, plants, weirdos that I've ever seen. And the annoying part about it is this kid's got more money than any of us will probably ever make. Everyone just keeps paying him money to go out there and push his agenda. He still gets a lot of likes and retweets. I mean, yeah, he does get owned every once in a while. In particular, I sent him an interesting tweet today, I think, where a woman protected herself against an intruder Here, yep, this one's going pretty good. Let's see how if David Hogg has responded. This guy's got 1.1 million followers and routinely gets less than a few hundred likes. Here's a tweet he put out an hour ago. Okay, it's got 192 likes. He has 1.1 million followers, 170 likes. Now, of course, he talks about, Biden administration approves expansion and background checks because, of course, it's the guys and gals that are legally out there trying to protect themselves that we got to worry about. I'm sure everybody that's, engaging in these activities in Philadelphia and Chicago had gone through all the proper background checks to get their weapons. By the way, there shouldn't be background checks, and everyone should be able to get whatever weapon they want. This guy is a prop like Brooklyn Dad Defiant 5 hours ago, can barely muster 600 likes. This guy's a fraud. I'm glad to see him get wrecked. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.